Hey my lovelies, I hope you're all safe and well. It's Mitch here. I'm just coming on to do this Wednesday's Facebook card reveals for you all. Oh, I'm looking like I need a little bit of a shave. Going for a little bit of a rugged look today. Just want to say before we look at the cards, thank you so much to everybody that came to support the Zoom questions and answers evening on our Never Cross a Witch Bitch podcast. It was pretty cool in the end. It's very different from what we expected, but it was pretty cool. It ended up being quite a sacred sort of night, quite a private sort of discussion was had. So we didn't record it in the end. So the plan was we were going to use it as an episode. We didn't, so we haven't been able to record anything this week, but we will be back very soon with another edition. But if you haven't caught up, it's an opportunity to catch up with our podcast. If you're not even familiar with our Never Cross a Witch Bitch podcast, go and check it out because you might really enjoy it. It might really help you. But feedback from our sort of Zoom session was how much it is helping people with the real talk. So that's nice. It makes it all worthwhile doing. Anyway, let's look at this Wednesday and the cards. So if you were drawn to card number 1, we're going into the energies of the Hermit. I really love this little card. This is actually Lucy's dog from Never Cross a Witch Bitch. It's her little Dougal. So yeah, he's pretty cool. He's pretty cute. So the Hermit's just stopping, it's just pausing, it's just kind of gathering your bearings. Sometimes when the Hermit card shows, it could be that you've been maybe peopling too much. Maybe you've been around or been giving energy away quite freely and you're feeling a little bit tired, a little bit run down, a little bit exhausted. Sometimes with the Hermit, we just have to pull back, we just have to stop and chill. Comes in a lot when maybe we just want to be a bit invisible for a bit of time. And actually like a need to just be okay in our own sort of space of peace, in our own sort of place of embodiment. So sometimes it just comes in a lot if you've been giving yourself freely and if you've been part of lots of things, whether it's just work commitments or socializing or events or activities. Maybe you've just been spreading yourself a little bit too thin. And so sometimes that Hermit card needs to just pause, needs to kind of come back into self and to just hibernate, to just kind of find themselves again. So it's often like a stop and recharge card. What I love with the depictation of the Hermit is the lamp, the lantern. So the path is ready to walk night and day. And when you feel ready to sort of venture forward, when you're ready to sort of embark on the next adventure and the next journey or cycle of your life, you've got all the tools, you've got all the magic to do that, and this sort of lantern will light the pathway that's right for you. So nothing is bad, nothing is problematic. It's just sometimes it sort of comes in when we're feeling a little bit tired, a little bit run down. Like I say, maybe we just haven't got enough energy in the fuel tank, and this is often an opportunity when we just need to stop and find ourselves. Sometimes the Hermit can also come in if we're doing a little bit of soul searching. So sometimes maybe we're just being encouraged to check in with ourselves and to really scan our energy lines. Where are we giving? Where are we receiving our energy? And are we making sure we're getting the best return? And are we doing what really empowers us? Are we doing what, actually really creates this in-house harmony? Or are we living for the expectations of others? And if we're living for other people, if you can hear any snoring, by the way, it's just my little Oscar. He's down by my feet snoring away. So apologies if you can hear him on the video. But yeah, sometimes this is just about kind of having to prioritize things and making some adjustments. So choices, actions, decisions, take your time, don't rush anything, have a proper pause, have a proper reflect, and think carefully about the moves that you make before you move forward. But when you're ready, this is suggesting things will be fabulous again, But it's just taking that time out for you. Now then, as we're moving forward, we're going into, card number 2, and we're going into the 7 of Sticks. This is really interesting because this is another one of Lucy's dogs here, and this other little chap here is Deb's Tie Duck's dog. So they're all coming out today. So yeah, 7 of Sticks is a little bit like kind of juggling, balancing. It maybe feels a little bit of a testing time. It's maybe just sometimes that reminder, the card this week on Monday's guidance video was strength, and it's remembering we have this inner strength and to never give up. And that's kind of what the 7 of Sticks is about. There's a lot of juggling, there's a lot of managing, there's a lot of maintaining the energy that's being created almost, you know, so that you can continue to move forward. But it's not buckling under the demands, under the pressure. And a lot of people I'm talking to at the moment are feeling quite pressured by the everyday to-day mechanics of life. They're not necessarily doing anything particularly big or particularly extravagant, but for a lot of people, just living at the moment is hard going. It can feel a little bit like we're in this survival energy. And that's what sort of Seven of Sticks is about. It's prioritizing, it's juggling, it's balancing things, and it's having to try to survive, you know. But essentially, you can come out the other side of this stuff. So it's not going to be too problematic, but definitely it might be a time period where you're feeling quite overwhelmed. You might be feeling like you're taking on quite a lot, and you might feel like there's some heavy weights and burdens. So it's having to stay in that cycle of balanced energy. It's not allowing things to get the better of you, even if they feel complicated, even if they feel quite pressurizing, even if they feel a little bit overwhelming. It's staying grounded, you know, and you will be able to sort of withstand the frustrations, the worries, the problems, the anxieties, the things that come in, and you'll be able to get to the other side, you know. So it's not buckling under the pressure. But sometimes when we're in the thick of something, it can feel quite chaotic, it can feel quite overwhelming, and sometimes life can just feel quite heavy, you know. So there's that element to this as well. Now then, if you've been drawn to card number 3, we need to just watch our back. We need to be a little bit careful. We need to just be a little bit cautious, because we're going into the 9 of Sticks. 9 of Sticks in this deck is the equivalent to the 9 of Wands in conventional tarot, and it's just about guarding our post, guarding our position. So there could be some hearsay, there could be some gossip, there could be some slander, there could be some things happening around you. And the key thing with energy is it only impacts us, it only affects us if we buy into that. So I know there are loads of people that are not happy that I'm venturing forward on my own personal journey and getting into theatres and different performance spaces. I know there are people that are threatened or envious or just can't wish me well on that next cycle of my journey. But is that going to stop me from doing my thing? No, because my contract is not with other people. My contract is with Spirit. And I'm a firm believer that Spirit wouldn't allow me to be in those spaces and those places if they didn't feel I was ready, if they didn't feel like they wanted the investment to work with me. Because essentially how I view my work, Spirit is my employer. So yes, I have clients, but Spirit is my employer. I work for Spirit. And so people can be jealous, people can be envious, and it's a reflection of their own healing work. It's the reflection of the stuff they've got to deal with, because it's something in their energy that needs addressing, it needs attention. And it might be for you that you kind of being met with some jealousy, with some envy, with some, like I say, hearsay, gossip, scandal, whatever. And, you know, this particular dog, he's one of the rescue dogs, so he looks a bit battered, he looks a bit bruised. He's got his ears a bit chewed up, he's lost an eye, bless him, but he still kind of maintains his truth, he still maintains his authentic path, and he's not going to give up. He's going to keep doing his thing, he's going to safeguard himself, and this 9 of Sticks or 9 of Wands is about safeguarding your energy, but he's not going to give up on his dreams, he's not going to give up on stuff that really resonates with him, just because there might be some arseholes around him. So it could be that you've got people around you at the moment that are feeling a bit jealous, a bit envious. Maybe there's a little bit of this feeling of like sabotagey energy, some, you know, Chinese whispers or some gossip or some hearsay, things being taken out of context. And like I say, water off a duck's back. Let it go over your head. Don't let it kind of consume you, because if you do that, this energy has won. And be the bigger people, be the bigger person. Let it go over your head. Because at the end of the day, you know why you're doing what you're doing, whatever it is you're doing, and I'm sure you're doing it for the right reasons that benefit you and your lifestyle and your path. You know, we don't have to be in competition with others. It's not about that. We just have to focus on putting our best foot forward for ourselves, and the genuine people will always step up and celebrate and support that, and the ones that are maybe a bit fair weather or not meant to be in your world, they'll just gently disconnect, they'll just gently move to one side. but there is a feeling of vulnerability. So maybe some of you are feeling a bit vulnerable or a bit threatened, or, you know, a lot of people that follow this page are energy workers themselves and they feel energy, and energy doesn't lie. So it's always a bit confusing when sometimes we see the behavior of something which looks good on the surface, but then the energy of something feels so different. And it's that whole feeling, isn't it? Energy doesn't lie. So safeguard yourself, watch your back, you know, put your own personal protection in place so that you can keep being the best you can be for you. That's what it's all about. So just be careful with that card. So I hope you can make sense of these messages. I'm going to leave them with you. Just a reminder to say that this coming Saturday, I'm over in Carpe Nocem in Frome, one of the most witchy shops in town. And I'll be there with Bex from 10 o'clock until 5 o'clock doing in-person readings. We've got some rare spaces left. Usually that shop sells straight out, but we've got some actual spaces. So if you want to kind of come and see me for a one-to-one session, I know a lot of people have been asking me, where can they find me? This is your opportunity to book in. This is your opportunity to get involved if you're in and around the Frome, Somerset area. So pop onto Bex's Facebook page or her Instagram. She can let you know what spaces are available and get you booked in. Have a beautiful week. Have a beautiful weekend. Thanks for all the love and the magic. And I will see you guys again very soon. Take care. Much love. Bye for now.